Hey guys, I hope that I'm live right now. If you guys are able to listen to me properly, as well as there's no issues with the audio or the video, please do let me know, guys. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. I hope that I'm live right now. If you guys are able to listen to me properly, as well as there's no issues with the audio or the video, please do let me know, guys. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Hello, hello. I hope that I'm audible to everybody. Please do let me know. Okay, that's great. That's great. So, how are you guys? Yes, you're audible. Okay, that's great. So, in today's class, we are going to start off with arrays. Okay, and we'll be looking at one of the code for arrays as well, just an introduction to arrays. We'll be looking at vectors. We'll then be looking at insertion in arrays. So, these are the three things that we'll be covering up today. Okay. Okay, can somebody remind me what have we learned in our yesterday's class, guys? What are the two advantages of arrays? Can somebody remind me what are the two advantages of arrays, guys? Can somebody remind me what are the two advantages of arrays, guys? Please do let me know. Okay, yes, random access and cache. Okay, cache friendliness. Okay, don't say cache because cache is basically like an equipment, so you need to be very specific about it. Cache friendliness. Okay, okay, great. So you guys remember that as well. Okay, anything else that we have studied in our previous class, guys? We studied about memory allocation, we studied about indexes, we studied about C++, the zeroth index language. So these are some of the things that we had studied in our yesterday's class. Okay, in today's class, we'll be taking it a bit further. We'll first be looking at the two different types of arrays that exist. Okay, once we have completed with that, then we'll be looking at insertion in arrays. Once we have understood how to insert an element into an array, then we're looking at the code as well. First, we'll be looking at like searching in an array, then insertion in an array. Both we have to cover today. Okay, so we'll try to make sure that we are able to cover both of the things today itself. Okay, otherwise, like depending upon the time that we are having, we'll be doing it accordingly. Okay, don't worry about it. Okay, so are you guys on the same page with me? Please do let me know. Pooja, the time is not getting changed at all. This is a Aries and Lingless C++ boot camp. It was yesterday as well at 6 o'clock, today as well at 6 o'clock itself. So there's no change in time if I am right, guys. Yesterday as well, we had the class at 6 o'clock. Am I right? From 8 to 9:30, we had the boot camp for the second boot camp that has been scheduled. Okay. At 6 to 7:30, we have the boot camp for C++ that we had done yesterday as well. It was at 6 itself. I don't think so there should be any problems. So I was connected with the 5G. I think so the 5G is over. That is the reason why there was some buffering out there. I don't think so any type of buffering should be happening right now. Okay, so can you please provide notes for revision and also university preparation? Ayush Raj, whatever I'm teaching, you should directly be writing it down. Notes are something that a student builds, not the instructors. Okay, so please take down your own notes. Okay. Yes, my notes live in my brain. I don't have any notes written anywhere. Like I just have my tablet right over here in which I just open up the live chat and that's it. Like I just use it for seeing the live chat so that when I'm on another page, I'm able to see that. So I don't create any notes or anything like that. Everything that I have in my brain itself. So can we start, guys? Can we start right now? Please let me know. Can we start right now? Please do let me know, guys. AK Singh, like I've told you guys that you have to fill up the attendance form, so that is how I will be getting you to know that. Okay. Okay, great. So let's get started right away, guys. Okay, so let's go to Paint. Let's first answer these two questions and then let's move further. Okay, let me just open up the live chat on my mobile phone as well. Give me a second, guys. But give me a second, guys. Okay. Okay, so let's get started right away. Now, the first thing that you guys need to remember is that there are two ways of classifying an array. Okay, there are two types of array that are there. Okay, the first type of array that exists is the fixed size arrays. Okay. My handwriting is not that great, but I hope that you guys will be able to understand what I'm writing. Okay, so fixed size arrays, that is the first type of arrays that exists. And the second type of array is the dynamic sized array. As the name suggests, like very clearly, that fixed size arrays have a fixed number of elements that can go inside that array itself, whereas a dynamic sized array can take up like does not has any fixed size, that okay, only like 10 elements can be there in this particular array, or only 20 elements can be there in this particular array. You can directly like create an array of like 100 elements, 200 elements, and expand beyond that without defining that how large this array is. That is the benefit of having a dynamic sized array. So we'll be looking at some of the examples of fixed size arrays as well as dynamic size arrays. Of course, in the bootcamp we will be working with dynamic sized arrays itself in C++. This I'm just telling you guys for just your general knowledge itself, nothing more than that. Okay, so because every time like when you will be dealing with most of the questions that will be coming up, whether it be in DSA or even computer programming, you won't be using fixed size arrays. You will always be using dynamic size arrays at the end of the day. So we will also be, whatever we'll be practicing, whatever we'll be coding, will be using dynamic sized arrays in C++. Now to create fixed size arrays, okay, in C++, usually there are multiple ways of creating a fixed size array. Okay, the first is int arr, and then in parentheses you specify the size of the array. So for example, int arr 100. Okay, so this will initialize an array of size 100 for you. Okay, it will initiate an array of size 100 for you. So it will just it will allocate a space inside the memory, a contiguous memory block of 100 elements. Okay, what elements are there in these blocks, like that is random. Okay, that's not dependent upon you. So that initialized an array of like a size 100 out there. You can even use like something like let's say int arr, and then you can predefine the elements that are there in the array as 10, 15, 30, 40, like this. Okay, so these are the two ways of creating a fixed size array. Okay, these are the two ways of creating a fixed size array right over here. So int arr 100 will create a array. They will initialize an array of size 100 inside your memory. Now if you want to allocate like the elements inside that, you can directly use the indexes that we have like learned about in our yesterday's class, that is random access. Okay, so you can do arr and then 0, that is at 0th index you want to have like 20, then arr, and then at like 10th index you want to have 50, and so on and so forth. So you can allocate elements inside that initialized array of size 100 using your indexes. Okay, we have talked about this in our yesterday's class as well. Okay, are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? These are the two ways of creating a fixed size array in C++. Okay, are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know, guys. Okay, great. The next thing that comes up is the dynamic sized arrays. Now, in Java, you are having array lists. In Python, you just have lists. You don't have a fixed size array. You only have dynamic size arrays in Python. In C++, you have something called as vectors. Okay, and we will be utilizing vectors moving further itself. We'll be using vectors, or you'll be seeing the practical implementation of vectors as well. So you don't have to worry about it. Okay, so in this bootcamp, we are going to deal with the dynamic size arrays, that is vectors in C++. Of course, there are two major advantages of using a dynamic size arrays over a normal array. Okay, the first particular thing, Pooja, yesterday's class was also at 6 to 7:30 if I'm not wrong. Okay, today's class is also at 6 to 7:30. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so vectors, like I said, has two basic advantages over normal fixed size arrays. Okay, the first advantage of vector is that it has a dynamic size. For example, if you create a fixed size array, let's say that you have created a fixed size array of size 5. Okay, so let's see that we have created a fixed size array of size 5 right over here. Okay, and we have initialized it with some numbers. Let's say 5, 10, 20, 30, and 7. Okay, this is the array that we have created. Now, if I want to if I want to insert, if I want to add a new number inside this array at the end, I cannot do that because this is a fixed size array of size 5. So the code that I had to write for this is int arr, and then is equals to, then in curly braces, 5, 10, 20, 30, 7, at the end a semicolon. So this basically, this code in C++ created this fixed size array of size 5. Now I cannot add any new elements to this. This is just it. This is the entire capacity of the array has been fulfilled. Okay, you cannot add any new elements to this. Okay, so that is one of the demerits of having a fixed size array. Okay, but in the case of dynamic size array, what happens is that, okay, so if I'm taking up this fact that this is a vector, okay, instead of having this as a normal fixed size array, this is a vector. Let's consider it as that. Now if I want to include a new element inside this vector, if I want to add a new element inside this vector, I can easily do that. So what happens is that, for example, you have initialized an array of size, let's say 5. Okay, you initialized an array of size 5 right over here. Now once this is full, you want to add more number of elements to this. What C++ internally does is that it will double the size of the array. It will double the size of the array right over here. Okay, so instead of having it as of size 5, now this size 5 array is already filled up. Okay, this is a dynamic sized vector. It is already filled up. So it's like 5, then 10, 20, 3, and 7 right over here. It is already filled up. If I want to add like 50 at the end, if I want to add 50 at the end, what it will first do is it will double the size of the array. So it was originally 5. It will convert it into 10 right over here. This is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then it will just copy all the elements. Okay, so 5, 10, 20, 3, and 7. And then it will insert 50 at the end. Then it will insert 50 at the end. And this is how vectors work. So vectors don't limit themselves to having a fixed size. Okay, you can include as many elements as you want. Every time that the vector is getting filled up and you want to include more elements in that, it will again double its size. So from 10 it will go to 20. Again 20 elements have been included. You want to include a 21st element, it will again double its size to 40, and so on and so forth. Now this doubling is something that is language and compiler specific. Okay, it's not something that it will always double itself. Maybe some languages will quadruple it, some languages will maybe like make it 10 times. Okay, it depends upon languages and what is the computer that you are using and so on and so forth. But like, just for the sake of letting you guys understand the concept of how it works internally, okay, so that is the reason why I'm saying that it is doubling itself. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. This is the first advantage of using a vector over a fixed size array, that you don't have to take tension about like, okay, I can only include like 5 elements in the array. Now think about it in such a way that you want to create a school. Okay, you have created a program or something like that. Now you think that, okay, 10,000 students will register, like at maximum 10,000 students will register for my program. Okay, so you pre-allocate 10,000 spaces. Now each space, even though it does not has any data inside of it, still takes up 4 bytes of memory inside your HDD. It takes up some space inside your HDD itself. Now if you are pre-allocating a fixed size array of 10,000 student names inside your HDD, it will get filled up automatically. Like it will take up a lot of space. Okay, but maybe like only 10 students registered to your program, so almost 9,990 spaces were unutilized. Okay, they have been allocated, but they have been laid to waste. Nobody is using those spaces because they have been allocated for your fixed size array, but you aren't using them. This does not happen in the case of vectors. For example, if there are 999 students that are registering, it will allocate only that many number of spaces itself. So you don't have to worry about, okay, man, less number of students have enrolled, but I have to like take up the maximum like array that I can build, or so on and so forth. So that is the reason why like vectors are preferred. That is the first advantage of vectors. The second advantage of vectors that we will be seeing very closely when we will be starting to code is that there's a rich library of inbuilt functions. Okay, there's a lot of functions that have been built around vectors that makes the ease of like using a vector very simple. Like for example, finding out the size of the vector. Okay, how many elements are there in the vector itself. So it has a function, it has a method that has been there that you can directly utilize. Okay, instead of writing the code to find out how many elements are there in the vector, somebody has already written that code for you and just given you a call sign. Okay, for example, if you say that go build an egg. Okay, so if you say that go boil an egg, so you don't have to tell every single time that, okay, just go to the like gas stove, switch on the gas stove, put on the lighter, place the pan over it, pour water, wait till it's boiling, add some salt, drop some eggs from a lower distance, don't burn your hand. You don't have to continuously like tell all these steps. Somebody has already done that. You just have to say that, okay, go and boil some egg. That is the same. Like there are some inbuilt functions that have been built up for vectors itself that you can directly utilize, and we will be looking at this rich library of functions later on when we'll be starting coding. But these are the two big advantages of vectors. Okay, so the first advantage that was there was like it utilizes less amount of memory. Less amount of memory gets wasted. And the second advantage of vectors is its rich library of functions. Okay, are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know. So why it exactly does double? Neeraj, I think so you didn't hear me properly. It was just an example. It depends upon the language and the computer that you are using. It might triple it, it might quadruple it. It depends upon the system that you are having. Okay, I just use double as an example so that you are able to understand how it works internally. Okay. Okay, just let me switch on the lights. Give me a second, guys. Okay. So I'm drinking Sprite. It's also green, so it is removing it from the screen itself. It's funny. Okay. That's great. So Nishant has summarized it perfectly for us. Can we start out with our today's coding and everything right now, guys? Okay, can we start? Sir, repeat the second advantage a little bit. Ashish, don't worry about it. The second advantage is something that you won't be able to understand right now. Okay, when we'll be starting, like when we'll start to code, you will be able to see the second advantage much more clearly. Because now explaining it is basically telling a person from, let's say, Sentinel Island, if you have heard about it, like they are secluded people. No, they haven't seen the normal world up till now. So just like it's just like making Sentinel people understand how an aeroplane works. Okay, it's very difficult. So once you have seen like how the code works and how we are using it, you would be able to understand that as well. Okay, don't worry about it. Sir, if I declare a vector of 100 elements, and if I add 101 element, and if it doubles itself and remaining spaces are wasted, Azam Khan, yes, but what is better to declare? So for example, the upper bound is 10,000. Okay, so if you are going with a fixed size array, then you'll have to declare a 10,000 array originally, and then you will be only utilizing 1,001 spaces, whereas to have like 2,000 spaces right now and utilizing 1,001 spaces, which is more efficient memory wise. Okay, so it's not that it's like 100% efficient, but it's almost like way better than using a normal fixed size array. Okay, so that is the basic thing. Suggest me C++ compiler for Mac. Just do a Google search. As simple as that. Okay. Yeah, Aman, I also agree with that. Sprite clear here justified today. Is VS Code best for C++? Like VS Code is overall the best. Like for me, it was Atom first of all, but right now I've shifted back to VS Code. But yeah, you can explore other options as well. Dude, I just like for the past 25 minutes, I'm just speaking about the disadvantages of fixed size array. That's the disadvantage of fixed size array, that the memory allocation is very poor out there. Okay. Okay, so let's start with the coding so that you guys are able to understand it in a much more clear sense. Let me just open it up for you guys. Okay. So now what we want to do is we want to create a search of an element inside our array. So for example, let's take up an example right over here. The first example, we are having an array. Let's say we will take the same array 5, 10, 20, 3 and 7. So this is our array right over here, and we want to search for an element inside of this. Okay, so if you guys remember, an array has its indexing as well. So it's 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so these are the indexing right over here, and what we want to do is we want like to search for an element. Let's say we want to search for an element, let's say 20. Okay, we want to search for the element 20 inside the array. So our code should return to us the position at the index at which 20 exists. Okay, if 20 exists in the array, we want it to return to us the index at which 20 is present. And you guys let me know what is the index of the element 20, guys. Can you guys let me know what is the index of the element 20? So what will this code return back to us, guys? Yes, that's absolutely clever, guys. It will return back to us 2. Okay, so the answer that we should be getting after running the code should be equal to 2 right over here. Okay, let's take up another example. Now in the case of the element, Susie, now if in the case that the element does not exist in our code, okay, in our array, let's say that we are having the same array, but right now x is equals to 6. Okay, we want to find the element 6 inside the same array. Okay, so it should, as you are able to see, it does not exist. 6 does not exist in that array. Okay, so in that particular case, we will be returning -1 as the answer. Okay, we'll be giving -1 as the answer because 6 does not exist in the array. So the answer for this particular problem statement should be equal to 6 itself. Sorry, -1. Sorry. -1 because it does not exist, so we will be having -1 as the answer. Are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know. Are you able to understand the question? Please do let me know, guys. Are you able to understand the question, guys? Please do let me know. Are you guys able to understand the question, guys? Please do let me know. Okay, so in this particular example, we will be using our normal fixed size array just so that we are very comfortable, because this is an easy question. I just want you guys to get over with like fixed size arrays by solving 1 or 2 questions so that you have the like habit of using fixed size arrays as well. Then after that, we'll be starting out with vectors directly. So then we'll be starting, once we have started with vectors, our focus would be to use vectors wherever possible. Okay, will that be fine, guys? Please do let me know. Will that be fine, guys? Please do let me know. There's nothing to repeat in this. If you haven't heard me properly, just go back and listen to me again. Okay, there's nothing to repeat in this. This is like, I'm not even talking about programming right now. I just gave 2 mathematical questions. Like, that's it. There's nothing to repeat. Okay, so 6 is the number, guys. If 20 is the number, then 6 will also be the number. Okay, it's the same question, just changing the values. Okay, okay. So let's go back and let's look at writing some code as well. Okay. Okay. So first of all, we need to understand something. Okay. About functions. So what are functions? And we will be using a function. We'll be creating a function right now. So we need to understand about it as well. So first of all, just think about it in such a way. The same example that I used right now. If I want you to boil an egg, what are the 2 options that I have? I have to tell you every single time that, okay, get up from your seat, go to the kitchen. Inside the kitchen, you will find a gas stove. Switch on the gas stove, put on the lighter. Once the fire has started, put on a pan on top of it, put water, wait till it's boiling, put some salt inside of it. Once then put some eggs inside of it, mix that salt with water, then put some eggs inside of it, wait for like 5 minutes or so, depending upon if you want hard boil or soft boil or whatever the fuck that you want right now. Once that eggs are boiled, put it out. Okay, once you have put out the eggs, put it in cold ice water. After some time, peel it off, it becomes easy. Cut it in half, put some salt, put some pepper, bring it to me. Okay, so I will tell you the entire every single step every single time when I want you to go and cook me some egg. Is that what you want to do? Is that like something that you want to do every single time? Or once I've told you, once I've taught you how to do this, then every time I just can say that, okay, just go and boil some eggs for me, and you will be able to do all that steps and bring it back to me. The same thing goes on for functions as well. Okay, just think about functions as a machine. Okay, think about functions as a machine itself, inside of which you have provided it with all the steps that it needs to do. Okay, just think about it as a machine that has all the steps that you want like it to do, and then you just have to provide it with the inputs and will provide you with the output. Just like that, you have to call it. Okay, you have to say, okay, so for example, you were stuck somewhere and demons started attacking you, so you will call up Zenitsu out there. Okay, like Zenitsu. So I have defined, first of all, I will have to define that, okay, this is Zenitsu, he's a demon hunter, and like whenever he's sleepy, he works his best. So I have to first define him. Now once you get to know Zenitsu, the next time when you're stuck somewhere and demons have attacked you, you have to call out to Zenitsu that, okay, Zenitsu, come and help me. Okay, so that is what we are going to do. First we are going to build this machine. First we are going to define Zenitsu itself. Once we have defined Zenitsu, then we are going to use it. Then we are going to use that machine. Okay, we are going to call it and tell it, provide it with some inputs and get an output back from it. Okay, are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know. Okay, so for this particular question, okay, for this particular question that we had for searching an element, what is the answer that we need? Can somebody let me know? What is the answer that we need? Can somebody let me know? In this particular question that is searching for an element, what is the answer that we are looking for? Can somebody let me know what is the answer that we are looking forward to? Index. Okay, the index or -1. Like if it exists in the array, then we need the index. If it does not exist in the array, we need -1 right over there. Okay, so what we are going to do right now is we are going to, let's say, programmers. Let's go to C++. Let's run this to check if everything is working properly or not. We're able to see that everything is working out properly. We'll be including using name space std, so that we don't have to use stdc out right over here. Okay, we'll just run it once again, so that making sure everything is working properly, and we'll be using this as our template right now. Okay, I'll be making you guys understand about what is include IO stream using namespace sd at a later point of time. Let's first try to code what we have like thought about it right now. Okay, so let's first create our array. Okay, so a fixed size array that we want to create. Okay, we want to create a fixed size array right now. So to create a fixed size array, if you guys remember the code that I had written right over there, do you guys remember the code that I had written on the screen, guys? Do you guys remember the code that we have used right over there? Guys, if you can use this on your mobile phone, you can code it on your mobile phone as well. Don't worry about it. Okay. Okay, so the code that was there was int, that is an integer type array that you're making. Okay, you're making an array that contains integers. Okay, so creating an int type of array itself. ARR, that is the name of the array. As this is an array, we have to provide square brackets as well to define that this is an integer type array right over here. Okay, after doing that, we have to put up curly braces, and then we have to write the numbers that are there inside of our array. So that was 5, 10, 23 and 7 right over here. So this is the array that we have created as of this particular point of time. Okay, so as simple as that, int array then square brackets, ARR is the name of the array. Okay, int square brackets is basically defining the that this is an integer array, and then in the curly brackets, whatever you are writing, okay, that are the elements inside the array itself. For those who are coming up to using YouTube for the very first time in their life, I'll just help them out. Okay, if this screen appears a little bit blurred, just go to settings, quality, increase the quality of the video to 720p or 1080p. Okay, I think so that you will be able to like handle that properly. Now we'll be creating another variable right now. Int x is equals to, that is the element that we want to search for, that is 20. Okay, we want to search for the element 20, so I'm just creating that as well. The next thing that we are going to do is we are going to search for that particular element. So we are going to create our machine, we are going to create our Zenitsu, we are going to define our Zenitsu itself. Okay, Neeraj, that's great. That's great advice. But we are starting up slow. Right now, we are pushing on videos on Java. If you have seen on our channel, Java videos, we have already started pushing out on. Okay, so you can, if you are really interested in learning DSA in Java, you should first start there. If you have completed that, let me know. We will then be shooting out for DSA in Java as well. Okay, of course, we are having some boot camps, but yeah, video based learning, we are also like slowly and steadily doing that as well. Okay, so we need to create our machine. So what does this machine return to us, guys? The index of the first occurrence of that element. Okay, the index of the first occurrence of that element. Now in that particular case, we will have to, so the return type of the function, the thing that is going to return back to us, is an index. An index is an integer, so the type of this particular function would be an integer as well. Okay, the type of this particular function should be an integer as well. So we will be having int, and then the name of this particular function, so we'll be calling it as search because we are searching something. Okay, and then we will be having a parenthesis. What we have to write in the parenthesis, I will be telling you guys at a later point of time, so don't worry about it. Okay, so that is it. Okay, we have created our function as well. So we have created our function from right over here. So we are having int search. Okay, we are having int search, and then inside, so because that is going to return back to us our index. Okay, index is an integer, so then the type of this particular function is also integer itself. Okay, now how to search for an element inside the array? Okay, that is our question. So what should be the code, so inside that machine, what should be the code that we want to write inside our machine itself? Okay, so right over here, you are having an array, 5, 10, 20, 3 and 7, and you want to search for 20 right over here. How would you search for it? Okay, how would you search for it? Okay, you will first go to the first particular the 0th indexed element. Okay, that is the first element, the 0th indexed element. You would be like, okay, so is this equal to 20? You will be like, no. Then you'll be moving further. Again, you will be going to the next element. Is it equal to 20? No. So you'll be moving further. We will go to the next element. Is it equal to 20? Yes, it is equal to 20. So what is the index at this particular point? It is 2, and that is what you want to give back from the function. That is the answer that you want to get. Now this is done using a concept called as a loop. Okay, inside of your programming languages itself. So that is what we are going to do. What we are going to do is this arrow that you were able to see, this arrow that I created right over here, we are going to recreate that arrow using code. Okay, so we'll be creating an int I is equals to 0. Okay, that is it is present at the 0th index. Okay, it is present at the 0th index. We want to check up till I is less than n, where n is the size of the array. Okay, so here it is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are the indexes. There are 5 elements in the array, so n is equals to 5. That is the size of the array. Okay, n is equals to 5. That is the size of the array. Okay, that is the number of elements that the array contains. Whereas we are able to see that the indexes starts from 0 and goes up till 4. Okay, the indexes start from 0 and go up till 4. Okay, it does not go up till 5. Okay, so if you want to check for all the elements present in the array, your I should be starting from 0 and should be going up till n minus 1. Okay, it should not be going up till n, it should be less than n. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Your I should be starting from 0 and going up till 4. That is less than n. Okay, it should not be equal to n because there is nothing at n. There's nothing after 4. Okay, are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know. And then the third aspect of the for loop is your increment. Okay, so that after every loop you should be having an incrementation, that is I plus plus, that is I is equals to I plus 1. That is, you are incrementing the value of I by 1. I plus plus basically means you are incrementing the value of I by 1. Now this exact same thing I can represent it in the format of the machine as well, where initially I is equals to 0 outside the machine. Okay, then I is sent inside the machine itself. At the gate of the machine, okay, at the gate of the machine, so let's see that this is the gate of the machine. There is a security guard that is present who will be checking the validity of this I. It will be checking whether I is less than n or not. Okay, it will check at the gate whether I is less than n. Yes, I is equals to 0, which is less than n, so it will permit it to go inside. Inside it will be having some code that will be applied to whatever I is. Okay, whatever code that you want to run. Okay, while leaving the like machine, while leaving the machine, the value of I would be incremented by 1. So I plus plus, that is I is equals to I plus 1. So we'll be increasing the value of I. Then I will again be going back inside the like machine. Okay, so this time I is equals to 1. So now I 1 is also less than 5, that 1 is less than n. So it will again go back into the loop. Okay, it will again go through the entire process. Again, while coming out, it will be increased to 2. Okay, and then so on and so forth. Neeraj, that's great that you know that, but most of the students don't even know the programming language. So I have to go through every single thing as much as possible. Okay, it's not here for just one student. I have to cater to everybody. Okay, so are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand the concept of loop? Please do let me know. So every time when it is in the box, what are you going to do? Every time when it is in the box, what are we going to do? Inside the box, what is going to happen to that I? So we are going to basically check. Okay, we are going to check if ARRI, okay, ARRI basically means that ARR 0, then ARR 1, then ARR 2, then ARR 3, all these things is equal to X. Okay, is equal to X right over here. If ARRI is equal to X, if this condition is fulfilled, that is the element inside the array, like the element that we want to search is present inside the array, in that particular case, what should the function return back to us? What should the function give back to us? Can somebody let me know? What should search give back to us? If ARRI is equals to X, that is we have found the element inside the array, what should be given back to us, guys? I. That's absolutely clever. I should be given back. So we'll be writing return I. We'll be writing return I. Okay, so inside the function, what is happening is for every element, okay, we are going to see for every element if that element is equal to what we are searching for. If we have, okay, if we have found it that, okay, ARRI is equals to X, then that means that at the index I, we are having X present. Okay, we have found it. So this function, so we are going to stop this function right over here. Okay, this machine will then close down and it will give me back I. Okay, so return I. Just think about it as a party. Okay, you're going inside the party. When the party has ended, you will be returning back with a return gift. This time the return gift is your index itself. So let's go and write it back again inside code so that we are able to understand it in a much more clear manner. Okay, so right over here we are going to have for, okay, to create a for loop that we are having for int I is equals to 0, I is less than n, I plus plus. Okay, that is we are having these three things. We are first initializing I, that okay, initial value of I is 0. We are setting out our security guard at the gate, that is I should be less than n, where n is the size of the array. Okay, and then when the I is leaving the for loop, it should give us like the value of I should be increased by 1. So that is I plus plus. Okay, inside the for loop, every time that we are in, so for example, first it is I is equals to 0. Okay, so we want to check. Okay, we are going to create an if statement. Okay, we are going to check whether ARRI, so I is for 0. So if ARRI is equals to X, that is the element that we are searching for, that is 20. In that particular case, this function should be stopped right over here. I don't want to continue this function anymore. This is the function, guys. This is the function and this is the for loop. So don't get confused between them. Okay, this is the function and this is the for loop. So don't get confused between them. If I have found my answer, I want to stop this function in its entirety. I don't want to execute this function any longer. So we will be writing return I. Okay, we are going to just return back the answer. To stop that function, just give back the answer to the question. Okay, just give back the answer. So we are going to have return I. But if it is not able to find that element anywhere, so while the entire for loop runs, if the entire for loop runs, that means we have gone through every single element that is present inside the array. If the entire for loop has run out, that means that we have gone through every single element that is present inside the array. That means that if we haven't got an answer back up till now, that means that the element does not exist in the array. And if the element does not exist in the array, what is the answer that we want back? If the element does not exist in the array, what is the answer that we want back, guys? Please do let me know. Exactly, Kirti, it is -1. So now that we know that there is the element that we wanted to search for, it does not exist in the array, we will directly be returning -1 as the answer. Okay, that is our search. Now, as you're able to see, this search utilizes a lot of things. Okay, it utilizes our array, it utilizes our n, that is the size of the array, it utilizes x, that is the element that you want to find. So all these different things that you're able to see right over here, you need to provide it to the search function. Okay, you need to provide the search function with all these values, that is the array that it is using, the n, that is the size of the array that it is using, x, that is the element that you want to find out. So inside these rounded parentheses, we'll be writing our code to provide all that information to this function. Okay, whatever inputs that this particular machine needs, whatever inputs that this machine needs to actually run, we are going to provide it with that. So the first thing that we want to provide it is the array itself. So int arr, and then so you are defining what are the different things that this function needs. Okay, what are the different things that this function needs right now? You're going to define it right over here. So first it needs an array. The second thing it needs is the size of the array, that is int n, and the third thing that it needs is the element that it wants to search for. These are the three things that are needed by this search function to operate successfully. Now we are going to, so now we have defined, so this is how you define a function. Okay, this is how you define it. Okay, so let's say that this is Deku, so I will just be defining him right over here, that okay, this is Deku from My Hero Academia. So I've just defined him, but if you want him to help you out, you have to call him. Okay, you have to call Deku to help you out at the end of the day. Okay, so this is Deku right over here. So that is the basic stuff that you need to remember. Okay, so let me just, so we need to call it. Okay, so let's call this particular thing back. So search it, you need to provide it with the inputs that it needs. So arr, then the size of the array, that is n. Okay, so n is like 1 2 3 4 5, so let's say 5, and then you want to provide it with x as well. So this is the search function that you have created. Okay, this is the search function that you have created. So arr, and then 5, and then x right over here, and then after that you want to, so now this search is basically returning something back. Okay, it is returning the answer back, and you need to print it out on your screen. Okay, it is returning something back to you, and you need to print it out on your screen. To print something out on your screen, you usually use cout in C++. To print something, so for example in Java you will be using the system.out.println or print. Then for Python you'll be using the print statement itself. Similar to that in C++ you will be using the cout function. Okay, cout out, less than right over here, search array 5 comma, so whatever the search function returns back, okay, whatever the search function returns back, that will be pasted out on your screen. So let us run this particular line of code, and as you're able to see, we are getting 2 printed out on our screen itself. Are you guys able to see this? We're getting 2 printed out on our screen. Please do let me know, guys. Are you able to see this? Please do let me know. We're getting 2 printed out on our screen, guys. Are you able to see this? Please do let me know. Okay, so are you guys able to understand the code that you have written right now? Don't worry, we'll be learning about how hashtag include IOStream and how using namespace std, everything that we'll be able to understand it as well. But are you guys able to understand the code that you have written? Please do let me know. Are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know, guys. While calling, you don't have the square brackets. Okay, just keep this in mind. Here you are declaring what are the different things that it needs. Okay, so it needs an integer array, it needs an integer n, it needs an integer x. You're defining what are different things that it needs. Here you are providing it with those things. Okay, you are providing it with the array, you are providing it with a number, you are providing it with x. Okay, so here you don't need to provide the square brackets. Here you're not defining it, you are giving it. Okay, there's a difference right over there. Okay. Okay, great. No issues in that. So everybody is able to understand. Now, please keep in mind, guys, I'm saying this again today as well. This is just, I'm not going deep into C++ as a programming language. Okay, you need to know, if you are going to pursue data structures and algorithms in C++, you need to know the entirety of C++ as well. Okay, I will be focusing much more upon like arrays and linked lists. Okay, and yes, every single line of code I will be explaining it to you. But this is not like, you will not be able to understand, you are not going to understand the language C++ itself. Again, I'm telling you guys to definitely, we have made that video for you guys. We have made this entire video for just you guys itself. Like 5.5 hours of complete C++ that covers everything out there. Take time out of your so much busy schedule, instead of watching Netflix and watching cricket matches, football matches, and maybe some other stuff as well that most guys do. Focus upon this. Okay, come here, learn as much as possible. You're not going to get this anywhere else. Okay, that is the reason why we have made it for you. If you want to learn properly. Okay, don't be half-assed or something like that. Okay, give your 100% as much as possible. It's free, we are not charging anything for it. Come and learn as much as possible. We have made everything right over here. Okay, from input and output, conditional loops, operations, strings, dynamic memory allocations, everything that you can think about. Okay, oops, and everything has been covered in this video. And this video has been made by a particular person from Cisco and Barclays. This is an excellent thing to do. Okay, don't waste your time anywhere else. If you are thinking about starting your journey in data structures and algorithms, start right over here. If you want to learn C++, some of you might be like, okay, I don't want C++, I want Java. We haven't made like a 5.5 hours video, but for Java as well, we have started posting out videos on a daily basis. We are going to videos right over here. You will be able to see that we have started posting out the Java videos as well, as you're able to see. And that has been made by a particular person from HCL Technologies. So you can directly like go through these videos, everything that we have right over here. And if this is going on well, we'll be releasing videos on Python, on JavaScript, on other programming languages, other technologies in a lot of depth. And you can see how much topics that we are able to cover from right over here. Every single topic that is included. So do that. See, nobody else can like push you to, like, I can only motivate you till some extent, a bit. Maybe like for some people, I don't even motivate them at all. At the end of the day, it's you have to decide whether you want to go and work at a normal 30-ass company where you're working like 30,000 to 50,000 a month, where if you're coming to Bangalore, the house that I'm currently staying has a rent of 80,000 rupees a month. That's the rent, and the other things that cost me about like 40,000 on top of it every month. Like Susie has a bill of 35,000 every month. If you want to live like a normal shitty person in a particular PG or something like that, that's your life. If you want to really work hard, go get into a good company that's offering you. The thing is that there are two types of people that I've seen in this world. One who gets happy like getting a salary of 3 lakh rupees an annum, and the other one who gets like happy when he is getting a salary of 3 lakh rupees per month. Both of the salaries are available to everybody. These companies don't care about which branch are you from, what have you studied, all these things. They don't care about it. They care about whether you have the right skill set and the knowledge. It's up to you. If you are working hard, I've seen maritime engineers, I've seen merchant navy people, okay, after leaving their jobs, studying CS, getting into companies like Amazon and Google. Like if they are able to do it, okay, they are not even from, I'm not even talking about like chemical, mechanical, not even that, like they are just from some other thing itself, okay, not even branch, the other thing, and they were able to get into it. So can you. These companies don't care about that. It's up to you. It's your hard work, how much that you want to pay in. I used to code for 6 hours a day. That is the reason why I got a good job. So you have to make sure that you are the one who are like putting in the efforts, because it's needed, man. In today's world, right now, getting placed into a company has become the same as cracking IIT JEE. Nothing too different about it. It has become an competitive examination right now. If you want to succeed in a competitive examination, you need to put some time, man. Okay. Where are you currently living? I am currently living in Bangalore. Okay, so I live in Bangalore right now. Okay, if somebody is in Bangalore at any point of time, hit me up. It will be great to meet you guys as well. And yeah, you can meet Susie as well if it's possible. Okay, okay, so yeah, attendance. I forgot about it. Give me a second. Susie is the CEO of our company. She is an international person of high esteem and standards. We are a female led organization. It feels very nice to say all that shitty stuff, but like, yeah. Uh, Susie is the CEO, that is the chief entertainment officer of our company. Someday, if she is free, I will definitely bring her to the boot camp as well. Okay. Link, shorten URL, copy URL, close, QR code generator, hit reload the page, paste, download, date to AUG, load. Okay, so the next bootcamp that we are going to have is going to be Facebook clone using HTML and CSS. That is going to start from 7th. And I think so, Python and data science bootcamp, that is also going to start from 7th. These are the two bootcamps that I'm currently planning about. I would like to hear your thoughts as well. Is there a project after this course? Dark Gamer, of course not, because this is a data structures and algorithms bootcamp, not a web development or a data science bootcamp. Or yeah, you will have questions, not projects. And sure, like man, do like the video. Oh, a peaceful reminder for you guys. Otherwise, from the next time, I'll sit here with a machine gun in my arm. Okay. No, every clone won't be having database connectivity. Like I said, it would be a basic HTML and CSS that we'll be using to create the Facebook website itself. Okay. Okay, so I think so. This is done. Everything's working properly. People have filled up the form as well. There's no issues right over there. Okay, so we'll be ending our class right over here. Please do like the video. It's exceptionally helpful for us as well. Okay. Okay, so thank you so much, guys. And Vamsi Vijay, I think so from 15th of August, we'll be having the batch. So you can definitely join that as well. Okay. One of the batches is going to start from, I think so, today or tomorrow itself. So you can also join right over there. Okay, so thank you so much, guys. And we'll meet tomorrow again at 6 o'clock. Many of you were saying timing change. I don't know why you were saying that, but 6 o'clock. Okay, so thank you so much, guys. Thank you.